HermVids with Mr. Herman. Educational videos about reading and writing. Hey class, Mr. Herman here. We've got something called a slam poem for your first option for your final project for poetry. It's a great style of recent poetry that packs a lot of emotional punch. So if you think you're up to it, stay tuned. Once again, we're going to use our handy dandy Google research to figure out what slam poetry is. And let's check out Wikipedia. It's a competition at which poets read or recite original work. So I'm not going to ask you guys to stand up in front of us and get judged in a performance, but usually it's an emotional performance, something that became pretty popular in the 90s. I guess it started in the 80s. And they actually had a show on HBO called Def Poetry Jam, which kind of had a lot of slam poetry to it. It's interactive, it's emotional, it's loud, it's meant to be read out loud. That's why YouTube's the perfect place to find some. So if you're interested in this style, check out YouTube, search slam poetry. You'll find a lot of great options. First example of this is by a young lady named Savannah Brown. I showed you the video early on in that What is Poetry, but I recommend watching the rest of it. She does a great job of taking her anger and channeling it into poetry. The second example, which applies more to me, is by a guy named Taylor Mali, who created a poem and performance called What Teachers Make. And there's a YouTube video and the text here. There's some swearing in there, and also he gives the middle finger at the end, so viewer discretion is advised, of course. But it shows his honest anger. So what we're going to do is you're going to read this poem, watch the video, and fill out this part on the side here. It should be pretty straightforward. But we're going to take his format and we're going to use it to create our own anger slam poem. So here is the way you can think of it. And option one is kind of optional here for step one. Pick a specific time you're angry at someone. You can use your journal or free write to get you thinking. So it could be like Taylor Mali, where he was angry at that one person and he takes it to explode his anger into something larger. Or it could be Savannah Brown, where she's talking about people in general. It's up to you. Step two, begin with the story of what happens. You can be specific with your words, just like what Mali does when he says what he feels in that moment from the actual story. Or you could be like Savannah Brown, where you are using specifics like that story she tells at the beginning. Step three, continue with a ranting section. This is where I call a rant. And that's kind of towards the middle here, where he gets really emotional. And if you watch the video, you can tell how intense he gets. That's kind of ranting. It feels good to rant. You're passionately stating your feelings in rapid succession. Step four, you're going to repeat a line. Example, I feel or you said. He does it here. It really emphasizes your point, gives it a nice rhythm. Step five, the third R of slam poetry, you're going to reconcile your anger. So you can still be angry at the end, of course, but instead of some sort of self-destructive anger at the end, I want you to turn it into a positive thing, just like Savannah Brown and Taylor Mali do at the end of theirs. Some sort of self-affirming statement to take your anger and use it as a tool, basically. This down here at the bottom is a little incorrect. This is going to be part of your final project. I didn't use this as a final project, so step 6, disregard that. This is a 15-point completion grade. This is for a final project, one of your options out of the two.